Hello, my name is Torsti Laine, and welcome to the booth at the Time to Watches 2025.
So what do we see here?
Well, here is the GG3 models. That is the first model that I ever made based on Unitas movement, but like always, we disassemble the movement, throw away the ugly parts and make beautiful parts instead. There is 3 different decoration versions right here. 2 is the laser engraving, here very special model with the Guilloché on the movement side, and lots of black polishing. There is many hours spent here. One of these pieces can take 2 to 3 hours for polishing with the tin block.
You just want to make it as beautiful as possible, and is it very intricate design?
Well, with the movement design, basically I want to have some sort of a fresh design approach when I had these made. Because this is all laser engraved here, and I was a little bit not so excited about the classic Guilloché typical decoration, so wanted to do something else, and here is the graphic designer made particular pattern for me for this purpose. And this often this is like a customizable as well, so I can remove some of these elements and replace with the customer's request with the logos or short word or initials or something like this.
And can we see the other side? So what can you say about the face?
So here is a lot of Guilloché on every watch. This is the most classical approach for me. It's a triple Guilloché, 3 different patterns on one dial. Here is also 3. Oh, actually, in here we have 2 Guilloché, but we have also 2 different colors, which is possible. And this is quite a new version. Have the mother of pearl outside, and then Guilloché on the center. Steel hands, sometimes blued or polished, depending on the background, to give a nice contrast and readability.
All right. And are we going chronologically in the collection?
Yes, the next model that we made is the V38. The name comes from Vaucher. There is a Vaucher micro-rotor movement, and 38 of course refers to the case side. Otherwise, on the dial side, these 2 models are relatively similar, because we can also have the same type of Guilloché patterns, steel hands, in this case gold hands, but also sometimes we do this combination with the frosted outside dial, and in this particular case we have blue meteorite center. So a little bit more variety, different colors, but always playing with the very often played with the Guilloché.
And so is that the texture you're talking about, the Guilloché?
Yes. This is all handmade with my straight line machine is 111 years old at the moment. So, and it took me 7 years to find the machine. So it's quite almost like a lost art. But now I've managed to get both of the machines that I need for this, and definitely enjoying using those with almost every dial I make.
Can you explain a little bit more? When you say enjoying, what goes into enjoying this art?
Well, basically, when you have the machine running and you are cutting these intricate lines, it does give you a little bit pleasure to see how raw metal will turn to artistic forms step by step. Even the process is very slow. It can take 1 hour, 2 hours, but in the end it's a very impressive, almost like a mathematical art that you will get from it.
Is it sometimes there's a yield issue because you make a mistake, you have to start over, or no?
I have a decent collection of rubbish dials, unfortunately, but that's the name of the game. Basically, if you cut metal from the wrong place, there is no way to repair it, so then you basically bite your lip and start again.
And what do we get to here?
So this is the newest collection from last November. We are using Guilloché 7001 movement as a base movement, but as like before, we disassembly, throw away all the ugly parts, we throw away all the screws, and we make all those in-house. So we have 17 black polished parts in this particular movement, and as a specialty we also have Guilloché on the movement side, which is quite rare. And collection is 99 pieces divided to 5 different dial designs, 5 different Guilloché patterns, 5 different colors. So it gives a nice variety to
Which one is your
from.
favorite? Or you cannot say?
Probably this one, because this the color effect is pretty crazy when it turns from the blue to purple, depending on the angle of the light. So that's definitely something that attracts people to play.
Do you think that something you can say about what it feels like to have one of those for your customers?
Well, I only get positive comments when people actually receive these, and it's very new thing. We just started to ship very first pieces like 3 weeks ago, so it's a new and exciting project for us and the clients.
Can you talk about your history in the watchmaking?
Well, it's sort of like a long story in a way. I actually studied computer science in university, and I changed the careers relatively late.
In where?
In Finland. So it was.
Did you invent Linux? No, that's not you, right?
No, I cannot talk about that though. but yeah. I did computer science for some time, but then I wanted to work a little bit more with my hands and have something more like a concrete in the end of the day. On computer science you can also be creative, but the problem is that whatever you do is probably obsolete in 2 years. But if you make watches, they hopefully will last 100 years. So it gives a little bit better motivation for the whole process.
Because these big tech companies are amazing, but basically they just make iPhone apps and cloud algorithms that now the AI is making. It's hard to get hardware, to get your hands dirty and make something.
Yeah, and I think there is even some psychological studies that people actually feel better when they actually need to do something challenging with their hands. So it's definitely nice not to be only do computer stuff or design, but actually, have your hands in the oil and cut metal.
So did you move to Switzerland?
Yes. Actually, immediately after school, 2015, I moved here, started my company, and we are now 10 years in watchmaking business.
So how do you like the Swiss watchmaking industry?
Well, of course, it's best and almost only place in the world where you really can do everything. I live in Le Locle, and it's sort of being in a center of the universe on watch industry. So everything is there. So it's the place to be.
Is that the 110-year-old machine?
The circular machine is newer. It's partly new, partly restored, but the straight line machine is the super old one that we can see right here in use, and we will have a picture of a bit later.
So, what can you say about the collaboration with the other people, or the colleagues, or the atmosphere, what do you call it,
Well, I think as far as I am part of it, it's encouraging, but I have to also mention that coming from outside with the very limited language skills, it's not so easy to mingle and be part of the industry in that sense. So it's still like a new thing for me to get into the industry.
What do we see here?
Here is a couple of more examples of the dials that can shoot a little bit close up.
And what do you think about skeleton front, skeleton faces?
I think I like the dials too much to do that, so I have not done that because I like to have the clean Guilloché dial instead.
All right. Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you.